Hey there, welcome to another segment of Real Time with Ray. And we're starting another conversation. I kind of been on a roll, stepping on toes lately. And I'm not stopping. So, but I think you can see by now that in my stepping on toes, I do it with humor and I definitely do it with love. No judgments, no condemning. It's just somebody has to say the hard things. And one thing I know for sure, if I don't know anything else, one thing I do know is that I'm designed, ordained, anointed, called to say the hard things. Because God knows I don't want to. But I can't help myself. I can't even help it. I try not to. It's in my DNA. Like, it's how God made me. So, I got to say the hard things. And again, they're hard things. So I try to soften it up a little bit with some humor. And again, definitely sharing it in love, not looking at you from a place of judgment. Because as I say all the time, who am I to judge you? I mean, and then vice versa. Who are you to judge me? You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, listen, this playing field is equal. It's leveled. It's leveled. So what are we conversing? Wait, I was at a party and I was talking to this girl and I was just like, I've been trying to converse with you, not no, I know. I said, I've been trying to converse with you. I was like, not converse with you. She was like the sneaker. Oh my gosh. But yeah, converse. What is our conversation about this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. This week, we're going to have a conversation about things not going the way you want them to. Yeah. Things not going how you think they should. We're going to talk about that because there's a lot of emotion tied up into that, right? It's a lot of mental that's tied up into that, but it happens so often and we tend to try to bypass it. We try to override it. We try to ignore it. And it's not really beneficial. So let's deal with it. So I had this conversation and what I was saying was to the person is you can't see how it, using quotation fingers, how it can happen. But that's not your job anyway. It's God's job to work it out. It's your job to believe. The deal is, what do you believe in? The deal is, are you letting God do his job? Are you letting him do his part, or are you doing his part, trying to do his part? Because if you are, that may be why you're failing miserably, because you're out of place, you're out of pocket, you're out of position. Like, it's not your role. You're doing something that you're not. I talked earlier about me being ordained, anointed, and all of that to say the hard things. Well, you may not be ordained, or you're not ordained and anointed and appointed to do God's part. And the thing about it is, when you're using your energy, your effort, and your time to do God's part, that's leaving your part undone. There's no way that you can do your part and God's part. No way. Absolutely no way. Ain't no way. I was having an Aretha moment. Oh my gosh. So there's no way that you can do God's part and your part. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how to get out of your way, because you are in your way. And I say you are in your way because I've been in my way. I had to recognize that I was in my way. I had to have people call me to the carpet and let me know that I was in my way. So here I am. Wait a minute. So listen. This is a sidebar, but it just ties right into it. I was having an Ike moment, an Ike Turner moment. Like when he showed up in Tina Turner's dressing room, and she was like, and here you are. And he was like, yeah, big and bold as, you know what he said. But anyway, that's what I was thinking when I said, so here we are. So anyway, yes, I'm so silly, but I mean, it's all good. It's all good. Let's talk about it. So here's the deal. We're going to talk about your part. Okay. But before I go into your part, I want to point out a couple of things that's God's part, okay? Because we, being Superwoman, are solution oriented. We're about results. Like, we need results. It's the only reason why we're expending our effort and our energy, because we want results, okay? So if we are consistently and constantly disappointed by not getting the results, then clearly what we're doing doesn't work. Okay? I'm going to tell you why it doesn't work. What I said already. Because it's God's part. It's not your part. So let's talk about what God's part is. Okay. Had to clear my throat. So one of the things that's God's part, one of the things that God has to do, his part is to lead you. Okay. Question is, are you following? Are you following God? Are you doing it? Can you do it? Can you follow his lead? Because listen, he leads us in the way that we get this word, all caps, should go. He leads us in the way that we should go. Now, here's the thing. The way that we should go and the way that we know to go are often, well, when we're not getting our results, are two different things. Okay, let me say it again. The way that we should go and the way that we know to go are two different things when we're not getting our results. So you got to appreciate that. One, that's his part. He leads you. You don't lead him. You don't got to tell him how to fix it, how to tweak it. And I know you're denying, well, I don't do that. Or, I'm not trying to do that. Let me tell you, it's exactly what you're doing. Listen, I am you. Okay. I know it's what you're doing because it's what I did too. Okay. I know it's what you're doing. I know that this is also why you're frustrated. So I get that it's not your intention to try to lead God. Okay. I get that you're not doing it consciously, but I'm letting you know, I'm bringing to your consciousness, you are attempting to lead him when you're telling him how to do it. He doesn't need you to tell him how to do it. He wants to lead you. Why? Because he's leading you to your good. He's, these past couple of conversations, we were talking about, you being worthy of God's good, you being worthy, you being valuable. Well, there it is. He's leading you to good, his good. But are you following? Can you follow? Will you follow? It's definitely a choice. And if you want to get beyond this frustration, then you want to make that choice. Okay, so that's one. He leads us in the way that we should go. The other thing that he has to do is he has to work it out. It's his job to work it out. So to the point that I was just making, he knows the logistics. He has the plan. And so I say this to Superwomen all the time in almost all of my conversations, not every single one, but in almost all of my conversations, I say this to the Superwoman. Listen, you have to stop. And I know that's like kryptonite. The word stop is kryptonite to the superwoman. Because we're make it happen, get it done. Women, like, that's the type of women that we are. Like, we get things done. We're results and solution oriented. I mean, it is what it is. Now, I also qualify that statement by saying, listen, yeah, you do have to stop. And I know that that's illogical, which is another part of your problem. You can't, God doesn't deal in logic. And I'm not saying be simple-minded, but what I am saying is when God is handling a situation, he uses foolish things to confound the wise. You're reliant upon your wisdom and your knowledge, but he knows all things. He is wisdom. And so, yeah, you got to get it from him. So boom, he works it out. It's his job to work it out. So when I say to the superwoman, you got to stop. Yeah, just stop. Because even though it's illogical, it's the thing to do. Now, what's wonderful is God made you this can't stop, won't stop woman. Okay. So even when you do, not even if, because it's a matter of when, because either you'll stop or life will stop you. Like something is going to cause the stop. Now, if you don't renew your mind, then you're going to continue to do the same things over and over again. But that's the power of and the purpose of this conversation, so that you can renew your mind, so that you can make that change, that you can participate with him for that change. So because we're that can't stop, won't stop woman, that's how he made us. We won't stop for long. We won't be sitting still. We won't be being still for long. The only reason that you have to stop is because he needs to lead you. That's it. Simple but profound. You have to stop because you're doing what you know to do. And again, what you know to do and what you should do when you're not getting the results are two different things. Now, I need you to understand what I'm saying here, because I'm not saying throw everything that you know out the window. What I am saying is, listen, like I'm big and bold. Like what I am saying is consider first what he is telling you, what he is saying, because what he's saying is all that matters. Why? Because he's leading you to your good. He's leading you to the good that he has for you. If you don't want it, then forfeit it. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, that's totally your choice. Totally your choice. But his obligation, his commitment to you is founded in love. That's his last job. That's his other job. It's probably the first job. It's the thing that causes him to lead you. It's the thing that causes him to work it out. And that's his job, is to love you. Well, guess what? A part of loving you is leading you. I mean, just think about it. You have children? If you have children, you already know that because some of your stuff that you tell your kids is self-serving, but most of the advice and most of the instructions that you're giving your children is so that it's to protect them. It's with their best interest in mind, right? Okay, so whatever God doesn't have a self-serving agenda. He's all about us. So whatever he's saying to you is in your best interest, including when he says stop. So you don't have to figure it out. I know the world tells you that. And there's a lot of philosophies out here and worldviews that tell you that you've got to figure it out. And I'm here to tell you something different. No, you don't. You don't have to figure it out. You have to hear. You have to receive. You have to hear what God is saying to you about you. You have to hear what God is saying to you about your situation. You've got to receive what he's saying and follow his lead. So those are my thoughts. As always, I would love to know your thoughts. So chime in, leave a comment, get in on the conversation. And always join me on social media. You can find me on social media at Ray Shares Solutions across social media on all of those platforms. So I'm going to say bye for now. Until next time.